Now to the trial of Noor Salman, the widow of the Pulse nightclub shooter. She's accused of helping her husband plan the attack that left 49 people dead. In court, the jury was shown graphic body camera footage from that night.
Shot back here. I need some help.
Joining us now, Mercedes Colwin, a criminal defense attorney and a Fox News legal analyst. Also with us, Fred Tecce, a former federal prosecutor. Thanks, both of you, for being here. Mercedes, there are some observers who say that putting this video footage out there right in the early stages of the trial actually helps the defense because the immediate shock of it wears off on jurors over the coming weeks. What do you think?
You know, most trial lawyers will tell you that trials are lost and won in the opening statements. It's brilliant that the prosecutors put it front and center. This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about carnage. We're talking about bodies. We're talking about blood. We're talking about gunfire. We're talking about these poor 49 people that were massacred that night. It's absolutely brilliant, and frankly, it sets the tone for the entire trial.
She is charged, Fred, with aiding and abetting. To be an aider and abetter, correct, you don't have to load the gun or, you know, put the bullets in the trunk of the car, anything like that. You can do some pretty minor stuff and still be convicted.
Correct.
Right?
Correct, John. You have to be what they call associated with the crime. That's what the case law talks about. And the bottom line is that the government has to show that she knew that this was going to happen and then took some small step in furtherance of that. And there's allegations that she drove him around in the middle of the night with her kid in the car, casing out places to hit, that she sent false texts, that she destroyed evidence, which is evidence of consciousness of guilt. So, you know, I think, you know, once the government shows that she knew it was going to happen, it's not a big leap to go. And I agree with Mercedes. You show this early, but then that's it, because you're right. Juries do become desensitized to this kind of stuff. So it's up, it's done, and now you're finished with it. No mas.
Mercedes, when the police knocked on her door that night, the door of the apartment that she shared with her husband, she never asked them what had happened to him. Isn't that kind of a statement in and of itself without saying anything?
That's a brilliant question. Absolutely. It's certainly very puzzling. You're there with your toddler son, and suddenly the police come to your door, and not one question like, "Where's my husband? Are you concerned?" No. What's being reported is that she said, "Are you taking me to Disney World?" I mean, it's that kind of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
That certainly, and the inconsistencies, and when she spoke to the authorities, will ultimately sink her.
But Fred, her attorney says she's just a simple young mother with a low IQ who married a monster. Is that defense enough? No. I mean, that's what she has to do, John, because it's such a horrible, horrific crime. The jury's already seen that. Now she's got to try and countervail that with what this woman was and did. But the evidence against her, I think, undermines that and ultimately will sink her. Yeah. Well, we will continue to keep an eye on this case. It's expected to go on for the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Fred Tecce, Mercedes Colwin, thank you.
Thanks so much, John.